Hey guys, today for your e-learning math assignment, you are going to be doing an online math assignment, which I don't think we have done before. And so there's not a worksheet for it. It's just the problem will be on Canvas and then you'll enter it as numbers. You want to make sure that you take your time. Don't try to do it in your head. Just do it on paper and then enter it onto Canvas. That way you're more likely to get it correct. In case you have forgotten or you just need a little refresher from what we worked on yesterday in class, this video is showing you how to add and subtract decimals. And so let's imagine that our problem is 53 and 2/10 plus 146 and 1300ths. And it's written horizontally, and that's how your problems on your Canvas assignment today will be written. So whenever your problem is written horizontally, the first thing you have to do is set up your problem. And so when you set up a subtraction or an addition problem, remember you have to line up the decimal. You have to line it up. The original problem the first number had 3 digits and the second number has 5 digits, and you're lining it up so that the decimal is in the right spot. It's always really helpful to put a 0 here so that you have a placeholder and you know what you're doing. The 0 over here is a little less necessary, but for some people, especially people like me who I can be a little messy, it just helps me keep my place. So you want to make sure that you rewrite the problem. And that's why I would suggest doing these on paper, even though for some of you, you love to do it in your head. I think it's a better strategy with decimals to do it on paper so that you can make sure you lined it up correctly. The second step is just to add or subtract. And remember, when you do that, you don't move the decimal. This isn't multiplication. The decimal's never going to move. It's going to stay in this spot. So I have my placeholder zeros, and then I just add like normal. And for this problem, I get 199 and 3300ths. I'm not quite finished yet. Before you type it in, you want to check to make sure that your work makes sense. And the best way to do that with a decimal problem, because really what you're trying to do is make sure that you added correctly, but that also your decimal is in the right place. So if you estimate and you change 53 and 2/10 to 50, and you estimate 146 and 1300ths to 200 or to 150, you say 50 plus 150 would be 200. And that makes sense because I got 199 and 3300ths. This is where if you have the decimal in the wrong place, but you have your digits correct, you might end up with something like 19.933. And if you ask yourself, does that make sense? No. Adding 50 and 150 gets 200, not 20. So this part is important for you to make sure that your answer makes sense. Make sure, like I said, that you're doing them on paper. You don't have to turn the paper in, but it's just going to be easier for you in the long run if you use these steps.